Today's section is on loans. The add-on interest method. Loans having a fixed number of payments are called closed-ended credit agreements or installment loans. Each payment is called an installment. The interest charged on a loan is often called the finance charge. So the add-on interest method. To determine the monthly payment, there is something wrong with this picture. That should be P plus I. I'll make sure that's fixed on your notes. Okay. So to find the monthly payment, take your principal, add the interest, and divide by N, where N is the number of monthly payments. So example 1 says, a new pair of Bose speakers for your home theater system costs $720. If you take out an add-on loan for 2 years at an annual interest rate of 18%, what will be your monthly payments? So the first thing we have to do is calculate the interest. It's simple interest in this case. It's not compounded. So I equals PRT, 720 times a rate, which would be 0.18 for 2 years. $259.20 you'll pay in interest. So, to use our formula, we'll have your principal, which was $720, plus the interest, $259.20, divided by N. So how many months will you be making payments? If it's 2 years, it'll be 24 months. So that's $979.20 divided by 24. You're going to need to pay $40.80 per month. The unpaid balance method. With open-ended credit, like a credit card, you may be making monthly payments on your loan, but you may also be increasing the loan by making further purchases. With the unpaid balance method, the interest is based on the previous month's balance. This method also uses the simple interest formula. However, P is the previous month's balance plus the finance charge, plus purchase mades, minus any returns and payments. The variable R is the annual interest rate, and T is 1 divided by 12. So assume that the annual interest rate on your credit card is 18%, and your unpaid balance at the beginning of last month was $600. Since then, you purchased ski boots for $130 and sent in a payment of $170. So your finance charge on the last month's balance is your interest. So it's the interest for last month. So PRT, 600 times 0.18, and it's 1 month, so T is 1/12. So the interest charged is $9. So P is your previous month's balance, that's $600, plus your interest, that was $9, plus anything you've purchased, ski boots for $130, minus any returns. You didn't have any returns, so we won't even put that, and minus a payment you made, which was $170. And that ends up as $569 is what you'll have in the account at the end of the month. What would your finance charge be the next month then? So, I equals PRT again. Only this time, your principal is $569. The rate is still 0.18 and T is still 1 divided by 12. So you've got a little bit less of interest for the next month, $8.54. Assume that you just graduated from college with $35,000 in student loans and have a 12% annual simple interest rate. In order to reduce your debt as quickly as possible beginning next month, you are going to pay $500 per month towards the loan. After your first payment, how much will you owe on the loan? So again, your interest due is the principal, that's $35,000, times your rate, 0.12, times a month, 1/12, $350. I'll put that up here. So, after you've paid interest, you're paying $500 for your payment, subtracting off the interest. $150 is what's being subtracted from your principal. Your principal was $35,000. So we can subtract that $150 that you just paid. And now you have $34,850 left in your account. The average daily balance method, the balance is the average of all daily balances for the previous month. So it can change day by day. So here's how you do that. Add the outstanding balance for your account for each day of the month. Divide the total in step 1 by the number of days in the month to find the average daily balance. To find the finance charge, use the formula I equals PRT, where P is the daily balance found in step 2, R is the rate, and T is the number of days in the month, divided by 365. So let's try this. Suppose that you begin the month of September, which has 30 days, with a credit card balance of $240. Assume that your card has an annual interest rate of 18% and that during September the following adjustments are made on your account. You made a payment on September 11th of $60. You charged $24 on September 18th for iTunes downloads. And on the 23rd, you charged $12 for gas. Use the average daily balance method to compute the finance charge that will appear on your October credit card statement. Okay, so here's how we go about this. First, we have the balance on September 1st. And then we'll take into account your payment of $60 on September 11th. Then we'll have to take off your charge of $24 on September 18th and your charge of $12 on September 23rd. The first step is to figure out how many days were between the first two. So you had day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, where your balance was $240. On days 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17, we'll figure out your balance here in a minute. So, on the first row, we've got our balance of $240 for 10 days. So we take the number of days, that's 10 days, times the balance, and get $2,400. Now I know that isn't the balance in your credit card at that point, but we'll figure that out when we divide at the end. Okay. Then after your payment, 240 times 60, you have $180. And there were 7 days. So we multiply that by 180 and get 1,260. Then you have days 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Aren't you glad there's computers that do this? Where you had a charge of $24. So add that to 180. Your balance is $204. That's 5 days. And then on days, I got an extra one written there, but it's still 5. 23, 24, 25, 6. Which is 8 days. Your balance adds another $12, so $216. Now, what we have to do is add those up. We get 6,408. So your average daily balance is those all added together. So 6,408 divided by the number of days in the month, 30. So your average daily balance was $213.60. So your interest is factored on that. So P is $213.60 times your rate, 0.18, And time is the number of days in the month divided by the number of days in the year, 365. So your interest charged would be $3.16. Last example, suppose that you begin the month of May, which has 31 days, with a credit card balance of $500. The annual interest rate is 21%. On May 11th, you use your credit card to pay for a $400 car repair. And on May 29th, you make a payment of $500. Calculate the finance charge that will appear on the statement for the next month using the two methods we have discussed. So there's two different methods, and we're going to do both of them so that we can compare. So for the unpaid balance method, we take last month's balance, that was $500, plus the finance charge. Well, I need to go back and find that. So the finance charge, I equals P times R, which is 0.21, times T, it's a month, so 1/12, $8.75. Subtract off, your payment. That was $500. And add your charges, $400 for car repair. So we have $408.75. Your rate is 21%, and the time is 1/12 of a month. So your new finance charge will be P R T $7.15. If we do it by the average daily balance method, it's quite a bit different. So your average daily balance will be, it says on May 11th, you pay for a $400 car repair. So for those first 10 days, your balance is $500. Then after that, your balance is going to be $900. And that is until May 29th when you make a payment. That's 18 days. Then for the last 3 days after you've made your payment, your balance is $400. And we divide that after we add by the number of days in the month. So that's 22,400 divided by 31, or 722.58. Again, your interest rate is 21%. And the time is 31 days out of 365 days. So to fill in, then your principal is 722.58 times your rate, 0.21, times your time, 31 over 365. And with this method, you would be paying $12.89 in interest. So it just depends on which method your bank uses. And that concludes the section.